Right, guys. So we have recently started digging this well. Do we call this a well? I think I'm right. Yo, we've recently started digging this one. And someone might be asking why. The water that we need right here is quite a lot. And the bore that we have dug here is not. We think it might not be enough to supply the whole farm. This is our 80 meters bore that we did right here. And I don't think it will be enough to water this whole place. Right. I want to share the idea that we have right here, guys. If you can look right here, you can literally see that we did some land preparation. We're disking the place. I saw someone saying, why didn't you bring the plow? We actually needed just to make sure that the soil, we do not mix it with the one that is actually at the bottom. We actually wanted to keep the soil that is on top. Why? Because we applied some fertilizers. I've heard by professionals who say that it still works. The fertilizer that you applied last year can still work this year. And here's the idea we have. When we came here in Zimbabwe, you know what? We did not have much experience in farming. So what we did is that we reached out to different people. We looked at other people's projects, and we came to a realization that in most projects that anyone would think of doing, there are risks. So what does that mean? When you are putting your money in farming, you gotta have to be very, 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 very ready to face any kind of risk that you may face. And also, I realized that without experience, especially without much experience, there is high chances of losing. So what we did is that we tried our maize here, and down there we tried our carrots, and carrots did not go well, and the yield that we got from our maize was not satisfying at all. You obviously know that, because we spent over $1,000 on 1 hectare of maize, and the maize that we got is only 2 tons, which might not reach the amount, or if we are to sell the 2 tons, we might not get the amount of money that we spent right here and time. So which means it's a loss that we did here. So how does that happen? In most cases, it's because of experience that we lack. We did not have experience, and lacking of experience is something that is happening. Most people end up losing in their projects that they are pursuing, that they want to try, only because they do not have experience. And you know what? When you are starting a project, you go in a project with a lot of confidence, saying, we did this when we were growing up, so it can be a very easy thing to do. But only to realize that when you get to the ground, there are things to consider, which I want to share with you guys today. And my name is Sheraton, for those that are new. I do my content with my wife right here. We do a lot of stuff. We just share our life here. And we live right here in the rural, where life is quite easy to live and cheap as well. And to some people, it's a dream life, just to be in the rural, and where I feel like there's more peace here. And we used to live in town, and we moved here, and we are loving it this side. So I realized that I have to share some of the things that I see some of you guys not putting in place before you start your farming. Number one that I want to talk about is actually soil testing. If you want to be a proper farmer, you're going to have to conduct a soil testing. I did not do that because I didn't know how important it is. I did not really find the importance of it. So what is soil testing, by the way? Soil testing is actually taking your soil to the laboratory, to the lab. I don't know what you call it. You take your soil to the lab. You pick your soil. There is professional ways of picking your soil from different parts of your farm. And then you take it to the lab. They taste, and what are they tasting? They will check the soil pH. to see whether your soil is acidic or is alkaline. Is it alkalinity? The alkalinity or the acidic of the soil. They get to taste that and see, okay, it's more acidic or it's more alkaline. That's the thing they taste. That's number one. And also they can taste to see what are the nutrients found in your soil. And also they give suggestions on what is it that you can do on the land that you have, on the type of soil that you have, right? So it's something that I got to realize it was very important. If you get to know the nutrients that are found in your soil, they also give you suggestions on fertilizers to use. You get to have also the amount of fertilizers to apply in case you are going to be planting maize. I applied 8 bags of compound D in a 1 hectare of maize, and it did not meet what I expected. Why? Because we did not know. Maybe we needed more, or maybe we used wrong fertilizers. So I feel like soil testing is number one thing to actually check out. So number two is something that I personally took into place, and it worked for me. You learn by experimenting. You know what? The experiments are not quite good. They take long to actually get results. But for me, here's the experiment that I did. I tried sweet potato farming. If you look behind me there, up there, and somewhere down there, is actually sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes project that I did, it was a project that I find quite interesting. Why? Because of the results. Number one thing that actually got me impressed, like in December, it was around 4th of December last year. I was actually looking for the sweet potato vines. I asked around, and people led me somewhere, and I go to find the people that had sweet potato vines, and I asked them, okay, how do you plant this? How do we do this? How do you guys do it? And they gave me some advices. They were professional people. They were people that work at a research center where they research about crops and all that. So they go to give me good information about what exactly to do and what are the directions, how to prepare and how to make sure that I get a better yield, right? And I did not really believe the information. I just thought, they're trying to sell me something. They're just trying to market their product to me. And to my surprise, after 3 days, I started seeing these vines shooting. I'm just going to show you an example of that. So I brought these vines from Masvingo, by the way. These vines that we had right here at my house. I brought these vines straight from Masvingo. And you know what? I bought vines last year on the 6th of June. That's when I planted the first batch right up there. On the 6th of December. And you know what happened is that when I came and planted the vines, they started shooting in 3 days. And I thought maybe it might not work, or maybe they were not really ready for transplantation or for cuttings, because I just thought maybe they're just trying to sell me something. And when I realized that it worked, you know what, I tried to go back trying to get more vines, and I could not get them. That's all said. So when I tried my project and I started seeing it working, I decided to actually upscale the idea. And you know what, I'm very happy. I'm one of the happiest farmers so far. First-time farmers, one of the happiest first-time farmers, because what, when I did my first batch, they quickly started growing from December to January. By January, I was already now selling vines because there were also farmers who were actually planting vines in January. I did too. On the 26th of January, that's where our last batch of vines that we have planted were planted. So which means that there was a huge market for vines. This is one thing I got to realize. And if you can come check here, guys, this is actually a bed of vines. We did not really do it the way that we want, but we made this for tasting. This is a nursery for vines. Why are we putting a nursery for vines? This is the reason why we actually need a lot of water. because right now when I'm doing this video, today is actually the 5th of June, and whilst we are in June, right here in Zimbabwe, in June it's winter, so which means that there's high chances of our crops getting attacked by frost. But the idea that we have, I believe that these ones will not get broad leaves real quick. So it will take a bit of time for them to get broader leaves. So what we do is that we will actually then cut the leaves, remove them, get rid of them, and then later in the later stage, we get to actually we get to have our vines here. So the thing that we want to do is that we want to have a vines nursery that is going to start from here going out there, like something like for a hectare. So that's how dedicated we got to be. And also, not forgetting what I was telling you guys, that I got to taste a product and I find it working for me. That's why I chose to plant it right here. I'm now very confident that if I plant my sweet potatoes on this type of soil, they get to do well. Why? Because the amount of fertilizers that we actually used on this soil was just quite a little bit. And also, as I said, in the first place, we did not do the soil testing. And it worked in our favor, which is really a good thing to actually mention. Why? And you know what? So many people get to try and fail. So we tried something that worked, because other projects did fail. But to be honest, the compensation that we got out of our sweet potatoes was really massive, to be honest. Why? Because we sowed almost 6 hectares of our sweet potatoes now so far. So 6 hectares is quite a huge number so far, and it makes sense to me that I have to do more, because when I sowed these vines, actually it was off the season, and also the profit that we made so far out of the sweet potato vines is actually way more than what we expected to make out of the sweet potatoes themselves. So which means that the project is quite a very huge project, and something that we're actually looking up to, and something that we are now taking very serious from now onwards, going forward, right? So why? We got to realize that the project was quite simple to set up. You know what? You get to just create your ridge. What do you call it? In our language, you call it muomba here. You create your ridge. After creating that ridge, where you are going to be planting it, you plant your sweet potatoes without putting any fertilizer. This is the strategy that I was taught, and I used it. After that, we then put our sweet potatoes. After we put our sweet potatoes, we wait for them to start shooting. And then when they start shooting, or germinating, I don't know what to call it, when you start shooting some leaves, then we then go on the side of it. Come this side, let me just show you how we do it in a practical manner. So the thing is, we do not apply fertilizers on the first day of planting. The day that we plant our vines, we just plant our vines, and the rest is done after the shooting has started, right? So I'm sorry guys, because this might not apply to you, or maybe you might have a different strategy, because I've realized that farmers got to have different strategies. Farmers have tasted different strategies, and some seem to actually work for them. But this is the strategy we used, and it actually did work for us. So when I was talking about the ridge, this is the thing that I'm actually talking about. You make this row, and some said it doesn't have to be too big like we did here. Some they say it's actually wrong to make it too big. They said you must make it a bit smaller, or maybe this is a normal size. I'm not really quite sure about the size that some people say, but we did this size because it worked for us. I'm actually now talking from our experience. Like now I'm giving detailed information out of what I know and what I've tasted so far. So when they say that you create your ridge, a ridge looks like this, right? And here's what you do. After creating our ridge, you did not come with our fertilizer or anything. We come with our vines. This one that we have planted, this is actually another nursery that we are putting up here, guys. Then, after I plant them, I wait at least for at least 3 days, then they start shooting. They are real quick to shoot. So after 3 days, when they start shooting, I wait for a week, let's say for 7 days. After 7 days, I can actually come and start putting my compound D or compound C. So this is what we do. We actually come like as they are starting to shoot, like you see here, they are shooting. I come in the middle. I come in the middle of the 2 vines like this. Then I dig a little bit of a hole. If you can check here, guys, there's some fertilizers, because these are basal fertilizers. They call them basal fertilizers. So we are looking to actually develop in phosphorus and potassium, not really much of nitrogen. So we look for a fertilizer that is rich in phosphorus and potassium, so which is actually the stem growth and the root growth. That is our main focus, especially if you want to have more of sweet potatoes. Sweet potato tubes, are they called tubes? Yeah, sweet potato tubes to actually get to grow bigger, that bulb to actually grow bigger. So this is the best way we do. We actually find a fertilizer that is rich in phosphorus and potassium to actually encourage the growth of our root and our stem. So right after that, we then open up a hole like this in the middle of two vines, and then we pour our fertilizers. And also remember the amount of fertilizer or the cup to use, because they are called cups, right? Those measurements, the measurement to use, okay, the measurement that we use is actually like depending now on the soil testing that we did on the soil. So you're gonna have to start by doing the tasting and then see, okay, what exactly works and what exactly doesn't work. And if you miss on that, that's where you get unprepared results. You get to get some results that you were not prepared to actually get. Why? Because sometimes you overfeed it, or you might underfeed it. So that's where I bring back this soil testing that I talked about before in place. So that will tell you, okay, you need this amount of phosphorus and potassium. Remember, as I said, when you do your soil testing, some people might be asking, where do I do my soil testing? In Harare, they do soil testing. You can just ask around. Right here in Marondera, where I live, where we do our farming, you can actually go to this place. Most places that do that's like what are they called? The farm shops. They can tell you, okay, where to go. If you go for a farm shop, ask them, okay, where can I do my soil testing and how much does it cost? Right now, soil testing in Marondera, where I live, is $25 for the full test, and it takes about 21 days to actually give the results. So you give them the soil. They teach you, or maybe you hire someone, they go with you, they do the picking of the soil. I'm not going to get deep into it, because like they need you to actually dig 6 inches and then collect the soil, and then you mix it and all that. I think this is not the video for that. I'm not professional in that. I was just taught when I was doing mine. Then you pay $25, you wait for 21 days. Why does it take so long to get the results? The pH doesn't really take long. They can actually taste it same time, but getting the nutrients and all that, getting to know the amount of how long it takes for water to drain or to get in, the drainage, or the particles of the soil that are found in your type of soil and all that, getting to taste all those other things, the nutrients and stuff, take quite long, because they put soil in the incubator for like a week or something like that. So which means that it might take long, and also you might not be only the one person that is in the queue. It's something that actually takes long. So after you do that, you get to know, right, this is the amount of fertilizers needed. And then after that, here's what we did. I'm telling you our experience so far. In our case, what we did, we just like doing a randomness. We just randomly applied some fertilizers according to what we just thought might work. We're actually putting even with our hands. We're not using any cup. For those that were there, for those that were there when we were making those videos about our planting of our sweet potatoes, you can actually tell. Then after that, guys, here's what we do. We wait, and then we start applying, we start treating or spraying our sweet potatoes. So come, let me show you. what we got as results, and then we'll talk about other stuff next, right? So after I get to apply or to spray, what exactly was I spraying? Some might ask. We were spraying two different types of herbicides. Are they called herbicides? Are they called herbicides? I think I don't know what are they called, but I think I don't think are they herbicides? No. I'm not sure, guys. But we're spraying something called lambda. That's the treatment we're giving to the sweet potatoes. What does it help? Lambda actually helps in terms of it helps when we want our sweet potato not to be attacked by weevil. In Shona we call it pongwe. That's a weevil in English, right? So that lambda actually helps in killing the weevil. So we cannot just according to what I was told, we cannot just rely on using the lambda alone, because lambda was not enough. We actually had to have another let's call it, is it a fung? I know it's not a fungicide. I think it's a herbicide or something. We needed to have another herbicide, and that was chloropyrifos. And chloropyrifos actually helps in killing most insects that actually attacks whatever that is found here. It can actually kill ants or termites and all that. So we're actually like exchanging, because we are told to actually apply after every 2 weeks. This week we apply this one, the coming week, or after 2 weeks we apply another one. The reason why we had to exchange them is because for it to be strong, or for it to work better, these pests, they do not have to actually get to resist the type of herbicide that you used. Because if you overuse the same herbicide on the sweet potatoes or on whatever that you are farming, they might end up resisting and end up not dying, and you end up having an affected sweet potato, and which might end up giving you bad results. So we had to change the type of herbicide that we were using, and we used the two, exchanging each and every 2 weeks, making sure that we change these 2 weeks, we put this one, these 2 weeks we put this other one, right? As I said, this was the first batch that we did, and remember that whilst we were doing that, guys, a little bit of weeding was needed. And also there's a certain time when these sweet potatoes started breaking the ground, and they kept breaking again. Come, let me show you. If you can see here, sweet potatoes started breaking the ground like this, and someone advised me that they can actually just come here and close it up, just like this. They do it manually. Someone does it manually. Or the reason why they close it to avoid those pests. So I think it's called a pesticide. So I was using a pesticide instead of coming and do it manually. This is one thing. This thing I actually heard it by some people, some locals that are living here, that does this to try and avoid the cost. And I think I did a video, guys, showing you the result that we got. And when I tried to harvest one, which was right here at the corner, and I don't know if we have to harvest another one just to show you the results, guys, because to be honest, I was quite impressed by the results, and I did not expect those results. And if I'm to look at the fertilizer still existing, and also in our case, as people who are now planning to be putting a nursery here, where we are going to be putting our seed, our sweet potato seed, our vines. So for our sweet potato seed, we actually gonna need nitrogen. Why? The growth of our leaf needs to be actually taken very serious, because those are the seed that we need. So in our case, when you are now putting seed, we are now applying a what do you call it, a top, or I think it's called ammonium nitrate. We need to top up the fertilizers. We put a top fertilizer that we apply here that is rich in nitrogen to make sure that the leaves grow bigger, and it actually like gets to be very long. The vines get longer than it is right here, because on these ones that we planted, we did not put any top fertilizer. We actually just did put the basal fertilizers because we're not much interested in the vines, but we're interested in the sweet potato itself. So let me just continue with what I wanted to do for the sake of checking. Right, this is the size of sweet potatoes we are having right here, guys. Look at this, guys. This is the size of sweet potatoes we are getting. If you think this is not big, I don't know. I don't know about you. Right. We are talking about how many centimeters here? We're talking about 15 centimeters. 15 centimeter size of a sweet potato that we are getting out of our field. I'm going to take this off. Right. Something that fuses my hand like this, guys. We're talking about around 15 centimeters. Look at this, guys. What do you think? I think this is huge. To be honest, getting a size of this kind, this is just the first one that I picked. We are not looking for the bigger one or anything. We just picked it, right? Look at this, guys. This is the end of this row which goes this way. We just picked. And this is the first thing that we are actually finding. We're not trying to look for a bigger one to impress you guys. No, we're just looking at what is there. So I'm happy with the result that we are getting. It means that for us to fill a bucket here, maybe we just get here and the bucket is full. We might not have to like travel a very long way. So come close. I want to show you guys how clean this sweet potato is. I want to show you guys how clean it is. It's not affected by a weevil. There is no pongwe here. Hapana pongwe hapa, guys. No pongwe at all. Look at this. This is not a pongwe. I scratched it when I was trying to open it up. There is no pongwe here. Very clean. This is not pongwe at all. No pongwe here. The sweet potato is very clean, and I'm very happy with the results. It means that what I was told and what we applied, it worked. So now on the next season, guys, here's one thing that we want to do. We have mistakes that we made of not doing soil testing, and now we did it. And we have mistakes that we did not planting early, and now we're gonna do. We now have to have a very healthy vine, not to just get vines from different people, random people that you do not trust. Now we know. This is actually German too, or Chingova. I don't know if Chingova is German too. I don't think so. This is called Chingova, this type of sweet potato, guys. So right here we have varieties like Sumia, number one. We have Alicia. We have what else? We have German too, and then that Chingova, I think. Those are the varieties we currently have right here, guys. So in case you are going to be in need of sweet potato vines, I think we are going to have you covered, to be honest. And also another thing that I just want to share, guys, I feel like sweet potatoes are quite profitable. I really think sweet potatoes are quite profitable because this project so far is already giving us profit before we started the harvest. And the harvest, as you look at it, it's actually massive. It's good. I'm loving it. Personally, I'm really impressed. I actually did not expect us to get these sizes of sweet potatoes, because if I eat this one, I'll be fine. If I eat two, guys, I'll be full. Obviously, I think actually one is enough for me. For me, actually, I need one. So imagine if we have this whole field of sweet potatoes. So we have, I believe that we're going to have a lot of sweet potatoes coming out of our field, and we are going to be harvesting soon. So we just want to wait a little bit for them to get hit by the frost. And after they get hit by the frost, and then we will then start harvesting whilst we are actually taking the vines to the nursery. And one thing that I want to tell you guys, if you are going to be getting vines from us, you are now getting well prepared vines, because we are going to treat them properly, making sure that they are not attacked by pests. There is no disease that is going to attack it. There is no waterborne or soil-borne disease that is going to attack them. We are going to be checking them closely, inviting agronomists. It's one thing that we are not doing. I think it's very important to invite agronomists. Let them give us also information about how the best we can control our produce and all that. So I am satisfied and happy with the result that we're actually getting. So I just want to share a little bit of more information about probably the market. So as I said, we have two markets right here on the sweet potatoes. Sweet potato number one market that we have is the vines market. Everyone is actually, a lot of people, guys, all around, all over Zimbabwe are acquiring land. That's a fact right now. There is a high rise in people coming back to the rurals. Everyone is venturing into farming, a highest percentage. Probably some of you guys have not yet acquired land, and you are looking into acquiring land and starting to do your farming. And trust me, everyone who is looking into starting to do the farming, they are also, a lot of them are interested in doing the sweet potato farming. Why? Sweet potato. Why am I mentioning sweet potatoes? They can be eaten for breakfast. You can use there's sweet potato vines to make your what do you call it, your feed for pigs, your feed for your what do you call them, for your rabbits, for your goats. They eat as well, and it's a very good one. So to be honest, sweet potatoes are quite useful. They also make a lot of stuff. You can just check online, guys. They are also rising. The market for sweet potato from Zimbabwe is rising in Britain right now, according to the news. What I've seen, there's high demand for the Alicia sweet potato, the one that is what do you call it? That is orange fleshed, and we have it right here. We're gonna have it as vines as well. So for those that are going to be looking to start their own vine hunt, make sure that you come to us. And also, I forgot to mention, we have another variety that is called purple sweet potato, Japanese purple. We have Japanese purple. Japanese purple sweet potato is actually purple outside and purple inside. So we also have that variety, and people, they use it for different purposes, and which is a very good thing. So another thing that I want to mention is that for people that are looking to venture into farming, you know what, guys, sweet potato can be a great idea. If you grab your sweet potato vines right now, there's a high demand for it around October. As October hit, as it starts raining, as soon as it starts raining, everyone will be looking for sweet potato vines. You run out of them. Like, I'm going to do this and show you guys what I'm talking about. We have done a very good amount here, because we're selling, on each hectare, we're selling $500, and we did 6 of them. So which means I think we did very well. We did very, very well. To be honest, I'm very happy with the results, and we did not get such results on our maize and carrots that failed. So I'm loving the results. We have sweet potatoes this side and down there, and I'm quite happy with the results. So imagine that you get started with your sweet potatoes in maybe summer, around August or July, August, and then you start planting. By October, you have the vines. You're already selling vines. You make a good man on vines. I think that's one of the best deals that I've seen around, that is actually available for those that are looking to venture into farming. And I don't want to share what I don't know. I'm sharing what I have, what I've tried, what is working for me. And I'm sharing it purely with my honesty, showing you exactly how we did it and what we are doing, so that it might find you helpful. Yes, you might find it helpful, and it might help you, or you might maybe be interested, because if you are still watching by now, you are someone who is looking to invest in farming. You are interested in farming, you are interested in back home investments, like people in the diaspora who are looking to invest, or some people who are looking to come back home You are much appreciated. Your presence here, guys, is much appreciated. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like this video also, guys. Let me also hear from you also, guys. I've heard a lot of people mentioning a lot of projects, telling me that, okay, do this and that, do this and that. And here's what I'm doing, guys. I accept whatever that you give me as a challenge. I accept whatever that you give me as an idea. I'll also try, but I would do small portions and see if it works on the type of soil that we have right here. Because right now we have our garden, and in our garden we have quite a lot of stuff. In our garden we have cucumbers, we have butternuts, we have carrots, we have kovo, and kovo is doing very well. Our butternuts are doing very well. So I think it's something that we have to learn. And also I've seen beetroot. We have beetroot in our garden, and beetroot is doing very well. So I think we have a whole lot of time to be learning and see what works. We also have onions, we have garlic as well. So it seems like to work very well. We have lettuce, we have spinach, we have tsunga. It's quite a lot. Tomatoes, they're doing well. So we still have time to try and see what works and what did not work. And once we get to realize, right, this is what works for us, we're good to venture into that as well. And one thing that I believe in is actually not getting worried about acquiring land or anything. A lot of people have land. If you see behind me, there's a lot of unused land. We can borrow that and use it for farming. We can borrow it for a season. Everyone will allow me to do so, because I mean, they just need a bit of a token of appreciation, then we use it. And also right now our serious fallback, or something that we're actually lacking right now at the moment, is actually a tractor. Because if you can get to have land, tractors are quite a problem this side. And if you could maybe afford to buy one, it would be helpful. Then we buy our own tractor, and then we'll be able to do our farming on our own at our own time. So if it doesn't work, maybe we might get our own tractor. As I said, our garden, you see, we also have beans. I forgot to mention that. And we are still eating the beans that we planted up down there. That means a lot about how we are trying different projects. We failed on carrots, but we have this bed and it's actually working and it's doing well. So we also have potatoes down there, but they're not really doing well. We have cabbage as well. And we want to see what works. We are trying, guys. And we try in small portions and see, okay, if this works. I also got my interest in what do you call it, turmeric. I saw people who are doing turmeric farming, and it seems so interesting. I might try it one day, but it's quite expensive. It's an expensive project, but it pays off very well. Appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I hope this video will be helpful to someone. And if it was helpful, don't forget to like. If you are new, make sure that you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next video. And without wasting any time, let me just say goodbye. God.